Wheels and tires. That's what I've heard over and over again since I've started this journey with the van. Everybody is like, Dave, you need to put some wheels and tires on this van that embody the tough, big, off-road machine that this is, instead of having these little 12-inch rims and these small tires. They've been great. I've been able to cruise at 60, 65 miles an hour down the road, but maybe it's time to get a little bit more extreme. Maybe it's time to let the inner, I would say, tough van out. So I listened. Here they are. Here's the tires. Here's the tires. Okay, so what we got here is a 4CM MT-08 Plus. Don't forget the plus. This is a big van. It needs a plus size tire. Well, actually, it's not that big. That's why I liked it. A lot of times you'll see when it comes to these Kei trucks and these Kei vans that people go and they'll put like these ATV tires and things like that on it. Well, that's fine, I guess, if you're on a farm and you're not really trying to go, up to regular like driving speed, things like that, because a lot of times those tires that are really wide slow down the car, and this already isn't a fast car. This one is faster than most, but they slow it down dramatically just because of the footprint of all that tread. So this being a 165/80 R13. So if you don't obla tire, what that means is this is a 165/80 R13. Well, I don't know a ton about all of this stuff, but I do know the R stands for rim size. So it's a 13-inch rim, and that the 80 is the width. And so I do know that this will go on a 4-inch wide rim. And so that's what but I picked this tire because the footprint of it is a little bit narrower. And so it's probably gonna allow better speeds as far as like if I'm driving around town. But when I get off road, the tread on this tire is still aggressive enough. You can see by looking at it that the tread here, it kind of has these steps. And so what that'll do is it'll allow mud and all of that stuff to come out of the tread on this tire. And so it also has an aggressive side pattern, which is just kind of a cool thing. I honestly like the way it looks. But from what I've heard, this tire still allows you to have a lot of the functionality that you want with these vans. It's not gonna stick too far outside the wheel well. Well, I don't know, we'll see when it's installed. But this is the tire that I found that probably, in my opinion, was the best size tire for this vehicle. Okay, so this is the part that I tell you I'm a moron. And the reason why I say that is I would have loved to have shot this video where it looked like I knew everything and I ordered all the stuff, got it all here, and I'm able to install it, but that's just not the case. And the reason why is when I mentioned R13. So yes, I knew that meant rim size, but one thing I didn't know, because I guess I don't obla all things cars, is I went and I measured this rim. And when I measured the rim, what I did was I just went straight across from where I see the tire to where I see the tire. And guess what? That's 13 inches. So I said, yeah, these tires, they're gonna fit. But guess what? That's the lip size. That's not the rim size. These are still 12s. That's why at the beginning of the video I said, yeah, these are 12-inch rims. I know that now because I went through that. That's kind of some of the fun things about having one of these vans, is you're able to do things yourself and you're able to learn from your mistakes. So now I get to wait for wheels and we'll see how this plays out. Okay, so here it is. After a little over a month, look what we got. They were stuck in customs in Hawaii and now they're here. Hopefully these go with these. them, getting stuck in customs in Hawaii, I finally have the wheels. So they are 13-inch. They are a little bit bigger than those ones. And it's funny because they still seem so small, but they do fit the tires. They're the right wheel for the tire, and that's all that matters. And the important thing, like I was talking to you about lug sizes, lug positions. So this is a multiple lug pattern, and I said I wasn't sure what the pattern was, but I did get this sweet little sheet right here, all in Japanese. And even though I can't read Japanese, I can read the numbers. And so it says it's a 4x100, which is a lot more common. It's a 4x110, and the other size on here is 4x114.3. And so those are the 3 lug sizes that this fits. Now, or I should say lug patterns. It also came with this cool little cap that says Schwartz.
And I see your Schwartz is as big as mine.
It's a Schwartz MV, probably for maximum velocity. So that goes on here, which I think if this was a Volkswagen that, you know, wasn't going off-road or things like that, or if it was just going to stay on the road and they weren't off-road tires, maybe I'd put this on. But I think it looks a little bit more rugged, like this van is, when you can see that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take these over to my friend Wilbur, who has 5-Star Automotive, and he has a mounting and balancing machine, which is a lot easier than putting tires on the wheels by hand. I've done it with my motorcycle, and there's moments when you want to cuss. So it's a lot easier when you have a friend who has a machine and he can balance the tires for you. So I'm going to take them to him. Then guess what? We have wheels on this and new off-road tires. I can't wait to see how it looks. So I've already road tested it, and yes, it still goes 60 miles an hour, even with these tires on it. But one of the other things I was curious about, because the tires are, you know, quite a bit bigger than the other ones, is if I am turning tight, because that was one of the things I really liked about this van, was how tight the turning radius was. And guess what? The wheel right now is cranked all the way around. Listen. It's not rubbing. Everything fits. That's one of the great things about spending a little bit of extra time and getting the right things for the vehicle. So these 4CM MT 08 plus tires and these 13-inch wheels fit perfectly on this van. It allows me to still do everything. So I'm still able to get up to highway speed. I'm still able to do that stuff. And honestly, the ride has been amazing. I almost feel like it smoothened out the ride of this van. So I couldn't be more excited. So one of the other concerns that a lot of people have when they upgrade, say, their tires and wheels on their Kei Van or Kei Truck is the fitment of them. Well, the good thing was we actually got wheels that have the right offset, allowing the tire and the wheel to fit inside here perfectly. As you can see right now, the wheel is cranked all the way to the left and there is no rubbing. That is one of the great benefits of getting a wheel that has the right offset for your van or for your truck. And what's interesting was I thought maybe the tires would be loud, and they're not. These little tires, I think maybe because they're so small, they're not that loud. And then the last thing is miles per gallon. How much has that changed? Well, I could say before, the van got right around 30 miles per gallon. Now, in the first tank of gas I tested, it's been right around 25. So I've lost about 5 miles per gallon. But honestly, I'm not really worried about it. I absolutely love the way that the van looks now. And I can't wait to do more things. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I look forward to making the next video.